everybody to our episode of Conversations with Kings. I'm so excited because I'm going to be talking with some really cool dudes. My sons. My oldest son, Q. And my middle son, Chemo. And my youngest son, Kai. All right. Tell me something real quick about yourself. You are the what? Which child are you?
I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest out of everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm the original.
Okay, all right.
I'm the tallest and the darkest.
I'm the youngest, and I'm a football star.
Okay. The truth is, they all are football greats. But we just want to have some conversations. I think it's really important that we show the importance of. You hear about mama's boys, but the truth is, all of these are my boys. So they think I got favorites, but I really don't. I'm so thankful to have all three of them because they all play very significant roles in my life, and they all came along at very special times, and they've all served a different purpose, and are still serving different purposes. So I just want to have important conversations with them. I think it's important for the world to know the treasure that's in these young men. All right? Okay, so we're going to do a little just free-flowing conversation. They're going to ask me some questions. You know, I'm going to ask them some questions, and we just going to share those moments with you. First of all, we can just get the elephant out of the room because everybody always want to know which one is my favorite child. Which one of y'all think y'all the favorite?
Well, we already know who the favorite is, and it's always a unanimous choice, you know. Kai.
Why do you think Kai's my favorite?
Well, you know, I just think it just falls to circumstance because he happens to be the youngest and the baby, so, you know, he's just able to get more of the benefit that comes with that. So.
Okay, all right. Why you say Kai's my favorite, Chemo? You think Kai's my favorite?
Yeah.
Why?
It just, y'all have the better bond in all of us.
The better bond?
Yeah.
Huh, wait, why do you say that?
Because
I said it.
You say that too?
Out of all I see on Instagram the most.
The proof is on social media.
The proof is on. Kai, you think you my favorite son? Why?
Because we spend the most time together.
Okay. Oh. Well, let's just set the record straight. So, if anything ever changes in life, this will go down in history. This is public. This is public, okay?
This is on the record.
This is on the record. So first of all, I don't have a favorite son, okay? So they say that that Kai's my favorite because you say I get to spend the most time with him because he's the baby and he came along last. The truth of the matter is that I had the most time to spend with Kwamani because he's the oldest and he was the only child for 8 long years. So he had more attention, he had more parenting from me than anybody else because I invested the most energy in him. I was young, I had energy, yes. I taught him everything that I knew at the time. He was with me everywhere. He was the only child around, so he was always with my friends. He was just there, and I gave him more of myself than anything else, anybody else. Okay? Chemo is very special. I think Chemo was the prettiest child I ever had. We always say he's the darkest, but he was actually the prettiest baby that I was like, oh my God, look at this little baby. He's like olive looking. The thing with Chemo, and Chemo is special because Chemo's a twin. He's the twin with a girl. So it just kind of makes him seem like the knee baby. It's like he didn't really get that much attention because his attention was shared with Kiara. And Kiara was such a crybaby that I really had to spend a lot of time trying to shush her up. So he wasn't really able to get a whole lot of attention because he was born with someone else. Okay? So once I finally got a handle on motherhood and kind of settled down, in my older age, when I was turning 30, I said, you know what? Let me just have one more kid. And I hope it's a girl. I really want to have another girl. And but it was Kai, and so Kai was born when I was 30 years old. So I was older, I was more settled, right? I didn't have a whole lot of energy left, but the Lord knew that Kai was pretty easygoing. Not only that, Kwamani was there to help me. He was able to babysit him more, so it was a little bit less stressful. All right, I had Kwamani when I was young. Chemo came with a pair, and Kai just came along at an older, settled, more time where I had more help. So does that explain something now? So Kai is not necessarily my favorite. But another thing is Kai is very affectionate too. So he's very affectionate. Oh, another thing with Kai is that I breastfed him the longest.
Right.
All right. I didn't breastfeed.
Good bond.
Listen, no, I didn't. Right, I didn't breastfeed Q because I was young. Chemo, I breastfed him and Kiara, but it was hard because it was two of them. And the thing about Chemo is that Chemo is so like self-conscious and prestige and like a little perfectionist and stuff. So when I was breastfeeding Chemo, he was like 10 months old, and I was sitting on the couch next to my grandma, and she was like, "Ooh, you still sucking a nitty?" And he looked at her, and he looked at me like he was doing a disgraceful thing. And he looked at me, and he got up, and he never did it again. And I couldn't get him to breastfeed no more, so he stopped himself because it was just something that was beneath him. But Kai held on for about 2 strong years. He was walking around saying milk. So that's the only thing. That's why they think that. It was just that I was a little bit more settled. So now, since y'all understand that, I don't have a favorite, but y'all play different roles. Y'all still feel like that's the favorite? It's not a favorite.
Yeah, kind of. We still feel like that. It's about default, so you just basically explain the reason why he's your favorite. That's cool. That's fine.
That's not what happened.
We understand.